a landlocked country of rugged mountains and endless deserts. Afghanistan has witnessed the rise and fall of empires for thousands of years. From Alexander the Great to modern superpowers, this land has earned its infamous title, the graveyard of empires. But why? What makes Afghanistan such an unconquerable land? This is the story of a nation that has shaped world history again and again. For centuries, Afghanistan has been at the crossroads of empires and trade routes. Its strategic location has made it the centerpiece of power struggles, invasions, and resistance. But time and again, invading forces despite their overwhelming power have found themselves defeated, humiliated, and forced to retreat. From ancient times to modern conflicts, Afghanistan has proven that it cannot be conquered. Today, we dive deep into the history of Afghanistan and explore why it has earned its reputation as the graveyard of empires. In 330 BC, Alexander the Great marched into Afghanistan during his conquest of the Persian Empire. What he encountered was a fierce Great Game, a geopolitical rivalry between the British Empire and Tsarist Russia. Britain, seeking to create a buffer state against Russian expansion, launched three separate wars in Afghanistan. The First Anglo-Afghan War in 1839 ended in disaster, with nearly the entire British army annihilated during their retreat from Kabul. While the British won tactical victories in later wars, they could never fully subdue Afghanistan. Each invasion ended with a bitter lesson. Occupying Afghanistan was a near impossible task. In 1979, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, aiming to prop up a communist government. What followed was a decade-long war of attrition. Soviet forces faced a determined resistance from the Mujahideen, who were supported by the United States, Pakistan, and other allies. The rugged terrain, combined with guerrilla tactics, made it impossible for the Soviets to secure lasting control. By 1989, the Soviet Union was forced to withdraw, leaving behind a war-torn nation and a drained superpower. After the September 11th attacks in 2001, the United States launched Operation
Afghanistan has earned the somber title of the Graveyard of Empires, a phrase that echoes through history, reflecting the struggles of great powers that have tried and failed to conquer its rugged terrain and resilient people. This land, with its towering mountains and vast deserts, has been a strategic crossroads for centuries, attracting empires from the Persian Empire to the British Empire and, more recently, the United States. Let's start with the ancient Persians. They recognized the strategic importance of Afghanistan as a gateway to the Indian subcontinent. Yet, despite their might, they faced fierce resistance from local tribes. Fast forward to the 19th century, and we see the British Empire, eager to expand its influence in Central Asia. They launched two disastrous invasions, the first in 1839, which ended in a catastrophic retreat from Kabul in 1842, resulting in the loss of nearly the entire British force. The harsh terrain and the fierce determination of the Afghan people turned what was supposed to be a straightforward campaign into a nightmare. Then came the Soviets in the late 20th century. In 1979, they invaded, believing they could impose their will on this rugged land. What followed was a decade-long conflict that drained Soviet resources and morale. The Afghan Mujahideen, fueled by a fierce desire for independence and supported by countries like the United States, turned the Soviet dream into a nightmare. The Soviets eventually withdrew in 1989, leaving behind a fractured country and a legacy of bitterness. The United States, after the September 11th attacks, entered Afghanistan with a mission to dismantle al-Qaeda and remove the Taliban from power. Initially, it seemed like a swift victory. However, as the years rolled on, the complexities of Afghan society and the resilience of the Taliban became apparent. The U.S. found itself mired in a conflict that lasted nearly 2 decades, with no clear path to victory. The mountains that once echoed with the cries of fallen empires now bore witness to the struggles of a superpower grappling with its own limitations. Throughout history, Afghanistan has shown that it is not merely a battleground for foreign powers, but a land with a rich cultural heritage and a fierce spirit of independence. The Afghan people have endured invasions, wars, and upheaval, yet they continue to stand resilient. The graveyard of empires is not just a testament to military failures. It is a reminder of the enduring strength of a nation that refuses to be subdued. As we reflect on this history, it becomes clear that Afghanistan is more than just a strategic location. It is a symbol of resistance against imperial ambitions. The lessons learned from the past are crucial for understanding the complexities of the present. Empires may come and go, but the spirit of Afghanistan remains unbroken, a testament to its people's unwavering resolve.